Success isn't just built on talent or hustle. It's built on emotional control. When frustration, fear, or doubt take over, even the most skilled people lose their edge. Emotions are powerful, but when left unchecked, they cloud judgment, damage relationships, and lead to impulsive decisions. High achievers aren't emotionless. They've learned how to feel without being ruled. They pause instead of react. They stay focused when things go sideways. Mastering your emotions isn't weakness, it's strategy. It's how you stay consistent, clear-headed, and in control, especially when the pressure's on. That's the real key to lasting success. In the next few moments, I'll share the inner shifts that separate those controlled by emotions from those who command them. You'll learn how to stop reacting on impulse, how to build emotional discipline, and how to train your mind to stay calm when everything else is in chaos. Ladies and gentlemen, the true master key to personal success lies not in external factors, but in our own ability to control our feelings. Time and again, history has illuminated this profound truth by showcasing remarkable individuals who, despite modest beginnings, climbed the ladder of greatness through the sheer mastery of their emotions. Consider Abraham Lincoln, a name synonymous with resilience and composure. Born into poverty, Mr. Lincoln faced countless setbacks and heartaches, yet he maintained an extraordinary ability to remain calm and steady amidst chaos. His life wasn't marked by ease, but by the disciplined management of his internal world. Mr. Lincoln famously remarked, "Most folks are as happy as they make up their minds to be," a testament to his belief in emotional self-governance as a cornerstone of his journey. Mr. Lincoln's emotional mastery was vividly displayed during the tumultuous period of the American Civil War. Faced with national upheaval, widespread conflict, and profound personal losses, Mr. Lincoln's unwavering composure became his most potent asset. Rather than succumbing to despair or panic, he channeled his emotions constructively, guiding the nation with steadfastness and clarity. His calm, measured responses turned potential disasters into powerful stepping stones toward unity and progress. Mr. Lincoln's emotional intelligence not only defined his presidency, but also etched his legacy as one of America's most revered leaders. The power of mastering your emotions extends beyond leadership. It touches every facet of personal and professional life. When you learn to harness your emotional responses, you move from reactive to proactive, from impulsive to thoughtful, and from vulnerable to empowered. Your feelings, when controlled, become powerful tools in your journey toward your goals. Unchecked emotions, on the other hand, can become chains that bind you to mediocrity, stress, and failure. How many opportunities have slipped away because of anger, fear, or frustration? How many relationships have suffered because of uncontrolled emotions? Decide today, at this very moment, to view your mind and feelings as your greatest allies. Imagine your emotions not as uncontrollable forces, but as internal engines that, when guided skillfully, can propel you forward toward unprecedented heights. By choosing to master your feelings, you tap into an internal reservoir of strength and resilience, opening doors to boundless potential. Let today mark the beginning of your journey toward emotional mastery. Begin by observing your feelings, understanding their sources, and channeling their energies constructively. Make a conscious effort to remain composed in adversity, optimistic in uncertainty, and determined in your pursuit of excellence. When you truly master your emotions, you don't just respond differently, you become different. You gain a profound clarity of purpose, an unshakable strength, and an unmatched ability to influence the world around you positively. Ladies and gentlemen, the key to unlocking your limitless potential lies within your grasp. By mastering your emotions, you unleash your greatest internal power, opening the gateway to a life marked by achievement, fulfillment, and greatness. The first essential step in mastering your feelings is to define clear, compelling goals. Without precise direction, your emotions become scattered, reactive, and ultimately ineffective in driving you forward. However, when you set vivid and compelling objectives, your emotions transform into powerful allies, guiding and energizing your path toward success. Consider Thomas Edison, whose name is synonymous with persistence and innovation. Mr. Edison illuminated the world not by mere chance, but through the relentless pursuit of a clearly defined goal, to create a lasting, practical electric light. His journey was not smooth. It was paved with thousands of trials, setbacks, and failures. Yet Mr. Edison's unwavering clarity of purpose provided an emotional anchor, enabling him to remain resilient and optimistic. He famously stated, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Each setback became a stepping stone rather than an emotional barrier, precisely because his goal was defined with crystal clarity. Why does clarity in your goals wield such significant power over your emotional state? The answer lies in the nature of our minds. Without clear goals, our emotional energy drifts aimlessly, responding reactively to daily frustrations and distractions. With clearly articulated goals, however, your mind has a definite point of reference, a beacon guiding emotional reactions constructively toward achievement. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by temporary setbacks or distracted by fleeting pleasures, your emotions align with your aspirations, propelling you steadily forward. Today, I urge you to take a moment to clearly define what it is you truly wish to achieve. What is your electric life? The achievement that would illuminate your life with satisfaction, pride, and fulfillment. It could be a career milestone, personal growth, financial freedom, or improved relationships. Whatever it may be, clarity is key. To make this process effective, write your goals down explicitly. The act of writing itself reinforces commitment and clarity. Take this further by visualizing your objectives daily, vividly imagining yourself accomplishing them. When you visualize consistently, your emotions begin to resonate deeply with these goals, channeling enthusiasm, determination, and confidence. Your subconscious mind becomes engaged, continuously working behind the scenes to navigate you toward your desired destination. Moreover, the precision of your goals directly impacts their emotional power. Vague aspirations produce weak emotional energy. Specific, detailed goals, on the other hand, activate your emotional compass, creating intense motivation and powerful momentum. Instead of "I want success," clarify precisely what success looks like. "I want to become financially independent by the age of 35," or "I will achieve my desired promotion within 12 months. Such clarity provides tangible targets for your emotional energy to pursue relentlessly. The process is simple but transformative. Define, record, and visualize your goals. This daily ritual ensures your emotional energy is directed purposefully, empowering you to overcome obstacles, maintain focus, and sustain enthusiasm even in challenging circumstances. Every clearly defined goal serves as a lighthouse, guiding your emotional responses and enabling you to maintain course no matter how turbulent the waters become. Ladies and gentlemen, emotional mastery begins with the clarity of your aspiration. Just as Mr. Edison's clear objective powered his resilience, let your precise, compelling goals energize and direct your emotional compass. By defining exactly what you want to achieve, your feelings become powerful tools, accelerating your journey toward success and fulfillment. In the 1950s, Walt Disney stood at a crossroads many times. Battered by rejection, financial ruin, and skeptical investors, the world saw a man who dared to dream too big, too differently. But Mr. Disney, fueled by vision and fortified by emotional resilience, transformed failure into a launching pad. What the world eventually received was not just a company, it was a universe of imagination. Disneyland opened in 1955, becoming a beacon of creativity, joy, and relentless perseverance. Mr. Disney's journey teaches us a fundamental truth. Resilience isn't simply the ability to endure hardships. It is the rare strength to emotionally thrive through them, to face storms not just with endurance, but with a spirit that says, "This too shall make me stronger." Emotional resilience is not the absence of pain or fear, but the mastery over how we respond to them. Life does not promise smooth roads. Each of us at some point is tested by adversity, whether it's failure in a career, loss in relationships, financial instability, or internal battles with self-doubt. In these moments, we are given two choices. The first, to allow adversity to overwhelm and break us. The second, to rise, to learn, and to allow the hardship to become a forge that strengthens our spirit. Mr. Disney chose the second path. He famously said, "All the adversity I've had in my life, all my troubles and obstacles have strengthened me." These weren't just words. They were the philosophy behind every setback he faced. When others would have folded, he adapted, learned, and pushed forward with even more determination. Emotional resilience is built the same way muscles are, through stress, strain, and recovery. You don't become emotionally strong by avoiding discomfort, you grow through it. The key lies in how you interpret your experiences. Do you see challenges as punishment or as preparation? Do you view failure as an ending or as essential feedback? Each difficulty you encounter is an invitation to build a stronger version of yourself. And every time you choose to respond with courage, perspective, and self-belief, you reinforce your emotional core. Think of each challenge as emotional weightlifting. It hurts, it stretches you, but it ultimately shapes your inner strength. Today, make a bold decision to respond positively to adversity, no matter how difficult it may seem. This does not mean denying your feelings. Feel them. Acknowledge your pain, anger, or disappointment, but then rise above them. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this shape me into someone better, wiser, and more powerful? Begin with small practices. When something goes wrong in your day, a missed deadline, a disagreement, an unexpected obstacle, take a breath. Center yourself. Instead of reacting emotionally, respond with purpose. Train your mind to see the lesson before the loss, the growth before the grief. Over time, these small victories compound. Just as Mr. Disney turned his rejections into stepping stones, you too will find that your past pains become the foundation for your future power. Emotional resilience is not born overnight. It is cultivated through consistent effort, intentional reflection, and an unbreakable commitment to your growth. Remember this: setbacks are not signs of weakness. They are the testing ground of your strength. Life does not break you, it reveals you. And within you is a deep well of untapped emotional power waiting to be awakened. Walt Disney gifted the world castles, characters, and childhood memories. But perhaps his greatest gift was the silent lesson behind his smile. That dreams are built not just by talent or luck, but by an indomitable spirit that refuses to quit. So, the next time life throws you a curveball, think of Mr. Disney, standing amidst rejection and financial ruin, sketching out a world no one else believed in. Let that image remind you. The power to endure and evolve lies within you. Embrace every difficulty not as a detour, but as a design, crafted to awaken the strongest, most resilient version of yourself. And when you do, you will find that no adversity is greater than your capacity to rise above it. Consider the humble beginnings of Henry Ford. Born on a farm in rural Michigan, Mr. Ford had limited formal education and few resources. What he did possess, however, was a vision and an unshakable belief in that vision. He imagined a world where the average person could own an automobile, and he devoted his life to making that vision a reality. It wasn't an easy path. Mr. Ford faced ridicule, repeated failures, and overwhelming criticism. Yet through it all, his unwavering self-belief remained his greatest emotional asset. Mr. Ford's story is not merely about innovation, it's a profound lesson in emotional mastery. Every time someone told him his ideas were foolish, he didn't internalize their doubt. Instead, he used it as fuel. That emotional resilience, the refusal to let external opinions diminish his internal conviction, enabled him to rise above limitations. Through his steadfast belief, Mr. Ford revolutionized not just the auto industry, but the entire fabric of American society. This kind of belief doesn't come from intellect alone. It springs from deep emotional alignment with one's purpose. Your emotions are not separate from your self-belief. They shape it. The stories you tell yourself, the inner dialogue that plays in your mind daily, determine whether you move forward with confidence or retreat in self-doubt. Confidence is not a gift. It is a cultivated emotion. It arises when you consistently affirm your worth, your value, and your capability. If your internal narrative is filled with self-criticism and fear, then your actions will mirror that story. You'll hesitate, procrastinate, and shrink from opportunities. But if your emotional dialogue affirms your strengths, acknowledges your growth, and embraces your potential, your actions will radiate confidence, courage, and commitment. Think about this. Every extraordinary achievement in history began with someone who chose to believe in themselves when no one else did. From scientists and inventors to artists and leaders, the one common thread was emotional self-belief. And that belief was not always logical. It often flew in the face of what others considered reasonable. But it was real and it was powerful. You have that same power. Right now, you have the ability to choose a different emotional story, to rewrite the narrative that plays in your head. Start by recognizing the moments when doubt creeps in. Don't fight it, acknowledge it, then respond with truth. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are evolving. Build daily rituals that reinforce this truth. Speak affirmations aloud. Write down your strengths and accomplishments. Surround yourself with reminders of what you've overcome. Visualize your goals and imagine yourself already living them. Let these practices strengthen your emotional core. The more you do this, the more natural confidence becomes, not a fleeting feeling, but a permanent state of mind. Choosing to believe in yourself is not arrogance, it is self-respect. It is honoring the potential that exists within you, even when the world has yet to see it. Just like Henry Ford, your belief might be the only thing standing between you and your breakthrough, and that belief must be guarded, nurtured, and protected fiercely. Today, make the conscious decision to align your emotions with your greatness. Stop waiting for external validation. You are the author of your own emotional narrative. Make it one of strength, clarity, and unshakable belief. Remember this. Your self-belief sets the ceiling for your success. The higher you believe you can go, the higher you will rise. So raise your ceiling, stand firm in your potential, and let your emotions not sabotage but support the incredible future that awaits you. Success is deeply intertwined with passion. It is the fuel that drives us, the spark that turns effort into excellence. Passion isn't just a fleeting emotion, it's a sustaining force that gives meaning, direction, and intensity to our lives. Without it, even the most well-planned goals can feel empty. With it, we find ourselves capable of achieving what once seemed impossible. Consider the life of Albert Einstein. As a young man, he was often misunderstood and even ridiculed. Teachers labeled him slow. He struggled in traditional educational environments. Yet none of that stopped him. Why? Because Mr. Einstein's passion for physics burned brighter than any external doubt or discouragement. That passion fueled his perseverance, guided his thoughts, and allowed him to reshape our understanding of the universe. The theory of relativity, one of the most profound scientific achievements in history, was born not from obligation, but from deep personal obsession and joy. Passion ignites your emotions. It provides the energy to move forward even when the road is hard. It gives you focus when distractions call and resilience when failure tries to shake your foundation. Passion is what keeps you up at night, not with worry, but with excitement. It transforms challenges into puzzles and setbacks into motivation. Without passion, life becomes mechanical. You wake up, go through the motions, and drift without purpose. But when you find what truly ignites your spirit, everything changes. You stop merely existing, you begin to live. You begin to thrive. Passion isn't reserved for artists or inventors. It's for anyone willing to search inward and ask, what lights me up? What would I do even if no one paid me, even if no one understood? It could be writing, teaching, building, healing, exploring, or leading. The form doesn't matter. What matters is the fire within. Once you identify your passion, dedicate yourself wholeheartedly. Don't treat it as a side project or a weekend hobby. Make it the center of your emotional universe. Build your life around it, not the other way around. Protect it from doubt, from delay, from distraction. Feed it with learning, practice, and relentless commitment. Passion converts ordinary tasks into extraordinary missions. A person who writes because they must meet a deadline produces content, but someone who writes with passion creates art. A teacher working for a paycheck delivers lessons. A passionate teacher changes lives. The same task, transformed by the presence of passion, becomes a legacy. Emotions play a critical role in this transformation. When guided by passion, your emotions become allies. Joy becomes fuel. Frustration becomes a signal for growth. Curiosity becomes a compass. Even fear loses its grip when passion takes the lead, because your desire to achieve outweighs your fear of failure. You must also be willing to fight for your passion. Not everyone will understand it. Some may doubt you, dismiss you, or even try to dissuade you. But your journey is not theirs to understand. It's yours to live. And when you lead with passion, your conviction will eventually silence the critics and inspire those who once questioned you. Let today be the day you either reconnect with your passion or commit to finding it. Reflect on the moments in your life when you felt most alive. What were you doing? What topics make you lose track of time? What dreams keep returning no matter how often you suppress them? These are clues, emotional breadcrumbs guiding you toward your truest calling. Remember, passion is not a luxury. It's a necessity. It's the emotion that gives color to life and the power that turns ambition into achievement. When you align your work, your goals, and your identity with your passion, you become unstoppable. Let your passion lead. Let your emotions follow, and watch as your life transforms into something truly extraordinary. Life is in a constant state of evolution. Nothing stays the same. Circumstances shift, relationships change, opportunities arise and vanish, and the unexpected becomes the norm. In such a world, the ability to adapt is not just useful, it is essential. But while many think of adaptability as a physical or mental trait, its deepest power lies in emotional flexibility. Charles Darwin, whose theories revolutionized our understanding of life and evolution, highlighted this principle in a profound way. Though often quoted for his insights into biological survival, Mr. Darwin recognized a deeper truth. It is not the strongest or the most intelligent who survive, but those most adaptable to change. And at the heart of that adaptability is emotional resilience and agility. Through agility, emotional adaptability is the capacity to remain grounded and responsive rather than reactive when life shifts direction. It is the ability to face uncertainty with composure, to learn from changing circumstances, and to grow rather than break under pressure. Mr. Darwin himself, in developing his groundbreaking theories, faced immense criticism, resistance, and doubt. Yet, his emotional flexibility allowed him to remain patient, thoughtful, and persistent, ultimately changing the course of science and human thought. Think about your own life. How do you respond to unexpected changes? A sudden career shift, a failed plan, an opportunity that slips away. Do you panic, resist, or shut down? Or can you pause, breathe, and adapt? The difference between success and stagnation often comes down to that brief moment between stimulus and response. In that space lies your power to choose. To cultivate emotional adaptability, start with awareness. When you feel overwhelmed by change, don't react impulsively. Instead, pause. Ask yourself, what is this situation trying to teach me? How can I respond in a way that aligns with my values and long-term goals? That moment of reflection can transform chaos into clarity. Next, embrace challenges as opportunities for emotional growth. Each time life throws something unexpected your way, see it as training. Adaptability, like any skill, strengthens through use. The more you lean into discomfort with curiosity and courage, the more emotionally agile you become. What once rattled you will no longer faze you. What once seemed like disruption will become transformation. Flexibility does not mean being passive or aimless. On the contrary, it is about having a strong inner core while allowing your outer strategies to shift. It means knowing your purpose while adjusting your path. Emotionally flexible people don't abandon their goals, they evolve their approach. They bend without breaking. They shift without losing direction. In our ever-changing world, this kind of agility is a superpower. Whether you're navigating career changes, personal transitions, or global uncertainties, emotional adaptability allows you to stay calm, learn quickly, and make wise decisions. It helps you grow through what you go through, turning trials into tools and setbacks into setups for success. Practice this every day. When plans don't work out, respond with curiosity instead of frustration. When people surprise you, seek understanding rather than judgment. When you face disappointment, look for the hidden lesson. Over time, these small choices create an emotionally resilient mindset. Remember, you cannot control all the events in your life, but you can control how you respond to them. That response determines your path. As Mr. Darwin taught us, it is not the strongest who thrive, but the most adaptable. And true adaptability starts with your emotions. Choose today to develop emotional flexibility. Let it be your compass in uncertain times and your strength in moments of doubt. As life continues to evolve, your ability to adapt emotionally will guide you closer to your goals and unlock your fullest potential. Learning never ceases. It is the one journey that knows no final destination. With every fact absorbed, every concept understood, and every skill mastered, we undergo transformation not only intellectually, but emotionally. Emotional maturity is not a fixed trait. It is something that evolves, expands, and deepens with the continuous acquisition of knowledge. Each new lesson life offers is an opportunity to rise above our previous selves, to see more clearly, feel more deeply, and act more wisely. Few lives demonstrate this truth more powerfully than that of Andrew Carnegie. Arriving in the United States as a poor immigrant boy from Scotland, he had every excuse to surrender to hardship, but he did not. Mr. Carnegie chose learning as his weapon. Books became his mentors, experiences his classrooms. He famously said, "A library outranks any other one thing a community can do to benefit its people." Mr. Carnegie's belief in the power of knowledge was not merely theoretical. It was through relentless self-education that he rose to build the largest steel empire in the world. His emotional maturity, grown through years of struggle, discipline, and learning, allowed him to make decisions with clarity, lead with vision, and rise with integrity. Learning is the root system of emotional growth. Every new piece of knowledge challenges your worldview. It forces you to reevaluate long-held beliefs, to empathize with perspectives different from your own, and to manage your emotional reactions in the face of complexity. With each page turned and each mistake corrected, your ability to stay calm under pressure, to reason in chaos, and to act with humility and confidence increases. This is the silent power of education. It molds character as much as it molds intellect. Investing in self-improvement daily is not a luxury, it is a necessity. The world is constantly evolving, and so must we. This doesn't mean formal education alone. Listening deeply, observing patiently, reflecting consistently. These are acts of learning as vital as any classroom lesson. When you decide to keep growing, you cultivate resilience. You train your mind to be curious rather than judgmental, open rather than rigid. You begin to see failure not as defeat, but as feedback. Each skill you acquire, each insight you absorb becomes part of your emotional toolkit. As you learn more, your decisions become sharper. You begin to weigh consequences more wisely. You become less reactive and more responsive. Emotional intelligence is honed through the friction of experience and the oil of knowledge. You learn not just how to succeed, but how to endure, adapt, and thrive. It is in this journey of continuous education that true success is forged. Not the success of mere wealth, but the success of a full life, the life that impacts others, that stands firm in crisis, that knows itself. Emotional maturity is not granted by age or status. It is earned through conscious growth, and that growth is driven by learning. So let learning be your daily ritual. Let curiosity be your company. Read books, ask questions, seek mentors, embrace feedback. With each new thing you learn, you are not just becoming smarter, you are becoming wiser, stronger, and more whole. That is the promise of continuous learning. That is the pathway to lasting success. A positive mental attitude is your most influential emotional ally. It is the invisible force that lifts you when life tries to weigh you down. While circumstances may be beyond your control, your response to them is always within your power. That response begins with your mindset. When your mental lens is shaped by optimism and hope, you unlock an extraordinary emotional strength that transforms how you navigate life. Norman Vincent Peale, the champion of positive thinking, brought this principle to the forefront of modern self-development. In his groundbreaking book, The Power of Positive Thinking, Mr. Peale emphasized the transformative nature of a constructive mindset. He didn't promote blind optimism, but rather a deliberate, faith-driven perspective that sees beyond temporary setbacks. Time and again, he demonstrated how people, by changing their thoughts, could change their lives. His philosophy was simple yet profound. You are not beaten unless you believe you are. Your emotions are profoundly shaped by your inner dialogue. What you tell yourself daily becomes the soundtrack of your life. Negative thoughts are like heavy anchors. They drain your emotional energy, distort your judgment, and limit your potential. In contrast, positive thoughts are like wings. They lift you, energize you, and open your mind to new possibilities. Every challenge becomes a lesson, every setback a setup for a comeback. This is not fantasy. It is the real, tangible power of a positive mental attitude. Positivity does not deny the existence of problems. It redefines how you perceive and approach them. A positive mindset trains you to ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of, why is this happening to me? It shifts your focus from blame to responsibility, from obstacles to opportunities. When you adopt this approach, your emotions begin to align with your goals. You find motivation even in difficulty. You stay focused when others give up. You cultivate resilience in the face of adversity. Decide today to become the architect of your emotional environment. It starts with awareness. Notice the thoughts that cycle through your mind. Are they building you up or breaking you down? Are they rooted in hope or in fear? Choose to feed your mind with thoughts that uplift, empower, and encourage. Read inspiring books, surround yourself with positive influences, and speak kindly to yourself. These small, consistent habits shape the emotional climate in which you live. The benefits of cultivating a positive mental attitude extend far beyond personal success. Positivity is contagious. Just as negativity can pull a room down, positivity can elevate it. When you radiate optimism, others feel it. Your words inspire, your actions motivate, and your presence becomes a source of strength for those around you. In teams, families, and communities, one person's positive mindset can set off a chain reaction of hope and productivity. Let your attitude be your legacy. Decide that no matter the circumstances, you will respond with faith, courage, and purpose. Life will challenge you, but your mindset will determine whether those challenges defeat you or define you. Positive thinking is not a shield against pain, but a sword that helps you rise through it. In every moment, you have a choice. Choose to see the good. Choose to speak with kindness. Choose to believe in your potential. When you nurture a positive mental attitude, you don't just improve your emotional well-being, you unlock the doorway to personal greatness. And in doing so, you give others permission to do the same. Let your light shine. Let your mindset uplift. Let your emotional strength become the spark that ignites transformation wherever you go. Our emotions significantly influence our habits, the way we feel on a daily basis. The subtle waves of hope, frustration, excitement, or doubt directly impacts the choices we make and the routines we build. Emotions are not just fleeting sensations, they are the silent architects of our behavior. If left unchecked, they can lead us down the path of impulsiveness and inconsistency. But when managed with discipline, they become powerful allies in crafting a life of purpose. One of the greatest examples of this emotional mastery is Benjamin Franklin. A man of humble origins, Mr. Franklin rose to become a statesman, inventor, writer, and one of the most respected figures of his time. He understood the deep connection between emotions and habits. Mr. Franklin developed a personal system of self-improvement centered on 13 virtues, including temperance, industry, and resolution. Each week, he focused on mastering one virtue, recording his progress in a journal. This structured approach to personal development wasn't just about external habits. It was deeply rooted in emotional discipline. He recognized that to lead a meaningful life, he had to align his emotions with his intentions. Your daily actions are the foundation of your future. Every habit you form, good or bad, is born from an emotional cue. Stress may lead to procrastination, boredom may drive distraction, and fear may trigger avoidance. But imagine if you could pause, examine the emotion behind the habit, and choose differently. This is where emotional discipline comes in. It gives you the ability to respond instead of react, to act with intention instead of impulse. Reflect on your current habits. Are they in harmony with the future you envisioned? Do they reflect the version of yourself you strive to become? If not, it is time to reframe your approach. Replace emotional impulsiveness with structured discipline. Begin by identifying one habit that no longer serves you. Ask yourself what emotion fuels this habit. Is it insecurity, anxiety, or apathy? Then consciously replace it with a behavior that supports your growth. Repeat this process consistently and you will witness a quiet revolution within. Emotional discipline is not about suppression, it is about understanding and redirection. It is the ability to observe your feelings without being ruled by them. When you master this skill, you gain control over your habits and, by extension, your destiny. Start small, wake up with a purpose, set intentions, practice gratitude, exercise patience. These actions, when repeated, become habits. And these habits, when aligned with your vision, create the life you desire. The most successful individuals are not those who never feel doubt or fear, but those who do not allow these emotions to dictate their behavior. They build their lives on a foundation of constructive habits. They understand that greatness is not an act, but a routine. Their discipline is not rigid, it is purposeful. It allows them to stay the course when others falter, to remain focused when distractions arise, and to persevere when challenges intensify. Emotions will always be part of your human experience, but they do not have to control your actions. Use them as signals, not dictators. Let them inform you, not command you. With consistent emotional discipline, you can mold your habits into instruments of success. So become the author of your routine. Build rituals that uplift your mind and body. Design a life of intention, one habit at a time, as Mr. Franklin did. Create a personal system that reflects who you want to be. Track your progress. Celebrate your consistency. And most importantly, stay emotionally grounded. In the end, it is not talent or luck that shapes a meaningful life. It is the accumulation of disciplined habits, crafted and sustained by emotional wisdom and unwavering intent. Ultimately, your legacy is defined by how effectively you control your emotions. Martin Luther King Jr. remains inspirational not merely due to his achievements, but because of his extraordinary emotional control amid profound adversity. Reflect deeply on the legacy you wish to leave. How will you be remembered? Every emotion you master today contributes to the impact you'll make tomorrow. Choose now to harness your emotional power to positively influence others. Embrace each day as an opportunity to build your legacy, leaving a lasting imprint by mastering your feelings, influencing lives, and shaping history. Today, take control of your emotions, your greatest force for change. Your journey begins now. Decide, act, and build your legacy.